I'm coming. Please, we need more. We need more. Actually, we're not going to sacrifice this thing for put my to dry this down. No, but at least we can just try and squeeze. No. You don't have it. You don't have it. Outside. Where's the tape? The tape. Tap. It's not tap. Tap is this. This is the top. Calm down. Calm down. Now, plants are they what do they call that? Sensitive. Oh, that matters something. You need to stop. I will come. I will give you. They look at me. They look at me. They look me. You go chop your finger to the no one. So then I need to come. Make you stop here. No, to come. You see this life. I'm not tired. I'm not tired of this life. Let's go. Keep going. Keep going. Doesn't it beep? Doesn't it beep? One day more. My brother, I'll do you no wrong. Why not for you?
Just vibes.
Your vibes. It goes there, vibes.
Your vibes.
Just vibes, good vibes. No negative vibes, just vibes. Pure vibes.
That's what's happening. Hosea, you dey watch wetin dey happen for here.
Our body just dey sweet and sneeze. Now they tell me she no go pour water. You say why I pour water? If I sleep in this house, I'm not going to follow you. But you're just come back. When you're coming for water, I like you to eat. I eat everything. You say? You say what? Can't take your bone out like you. So you guys are still. I eat everything. Only cat is at the job.
Once.
So I need them spent. You don't off this one. Eh?
Yeah, no.
At this point now, I'm confused.
I'm confused.
I'm confused.
For the fact that you're confused, you don't know what you want. You can go.
You get my blood.
Okay, it's not
It should be simple for you. It should be simple for you. You just
it's in the house.
you lay here with me.
Okay.
Or you go lay there with me.
Oh yeah, choose.
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 for the fact that you want to choose, you don't know what you want.
Talk to her. I'm willing to go.
I want to pick my dog.
No, it's okay. Go.
Bye.
But you must not come back here. Sorry.
You know the vibes.
You know the vibe.
You know the vibes.
Sorry. You can have the man. Take him, take your man. I don't want to take anything. Anyway, why did you
we have all round girls. Then O series has only one. Hold on, please. Has only one girl and guys. That's why I'm asking if it's actually the first one or the second one we are going to. I'm a person to talk now.
You're making noise. Let her make her point.
The second changes. That was what he said. I remember he said that. Yes, he said it. He said you should continue with the second change.
Further notice.
Are we supposed to come up with like a debate on what
Within the group, maybe you and your group, okay, what do you understand relationship? Yes.
on what we think?
What relationship? An in-depth relationship.
I think deep relationship is all about. So we're coming out like in our group, we choose people in our group to come out and talk about it.
Mara should have Nomzi, we have Dera, we have Jexa, we have Dulalita, Lady Precious, Gozie Arts, and Rita. Then in Team Makena, we have Tiana, Isoken, Blaise, Papa T, Joe Akani, Nikurai, and Deekay. Then lastly in Team O series, we have Rayne Montana, Pearl, Sharon, Nella Pounds, SOS, P-Roy, and Benita. Exactly. It's going to be Team O series. Team Makana rather. Team Makana goes first, followed by Team O series, and then Abarash is going to roll last.
No one laughs. I'm your host for Africa's biggest reality TV show, Deekay. 21 housemates, 30 days.
Now you advertise that job for no company.
What did they say? They say, my name is Olufumi Daniels. My name is Eric Oshokai. I'm your host for Africa's next biggest reality TV show. I'm your uncle. You can, 21 housemates, right? 30 days of luxury living celebrity apprentice show.
Apprentice. Pidgin, you're speaking Pidgin.
Today, each team in the gang house will be talking about romantic relationships. Each team is expected to give deep in-depth on romantic relationships. This is also a time of creativity. Each team is to decorate their sets within the garden and the podium. Team McKenna will go first, followed by Team O series, and lastly Team Abarash. Each team has 25 minutes. The teams will be judged based on timing, set decoration, and how well the topic was executed. Grandmaster expects nothing but the best. Good luck.
So you've heard it. We'll be back in 10 minutes to start the presentation. So everyone should go get ready, clear the garden, remove the clothes from the flowers, then we'll get started. Thank you.
Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to yet another exciting episode of our show. This is the Gang Reality TV show. Now, today we are tackling a very important issue in our society. My name is Deekay Labron. You call me Queen of the South. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, today we're talking the importance of romance in a relationship. Of course, we also brought in towards the secrets behind a long-lasting relationship. In studio, I have Mr. He's a relationship expertise. Mr. Papati, and we also have John Akani, we also have Mrs. Isoken, we have Blaise and Tiana. They will be helping me table the matter. If you do want to join our today's conversation, please hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram with your comment. We're going to check that a bit later in the show. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, today we are tabling the important matter in our society. The importance of romance in a relationship. Also the secrets behind making a long-lasting relationship. What is your understanding around the issue? Papa T.
Well, now we're actually talking about the real elements in a romantic relationship. But first, you really have to create a picture of what romance really is. Romance has to do with two parties being in a connection, and not just connection between their bodies. It goes beyond the body. It comes to the level where you have an engagement with the spirit and also an engagement with the soul.
So it's mentally, it's emotionally, it's physically, it's
Yes.
spiritually, all the needs.
Yes, it has to do with all of that. Now, this you need to get to the point where you know you have an interaction. It has to be balanced.
Exactly.
Now, it has to do with two parties. If it's actually not mutual, it opens doors for imbalance. And once there's an imbalance, there are lots of setbacks between those two parties.
Exactly. So once there is an imbalance, there are a lot of setbacks between that. So Mrs. Tiana, what's your take on it? What do you think contributes to making a long-lasting relationship?
Okay, thank you very much. I would like to talk about communication. Now, what is communication in a relationship?
Important.
Yes, communication is a very, very vital tool in a relationship. It's a very vital tool in a relationship. Now, what is communication in a romantic relationship? It's an interaction it's a balanced interaction between two parties. Now, once we talk about communication, the next thing we talk about is understanding, because you cannot communicate properly if you don't have the sense of understanding. Not everybody understands. Not everybody you communicate to understand.
So you cannot communicate properly if you don't have the sense of
Yes.
understanding.
Let me take for instance.
That's a very good point.
Yes. Let me take for instance. I remember in my first relationship, how I started my first relationship, I would always, whenever I see, most times it's not always what you see that is actually the truth. It's not actually what you see that is actually the truth. Now, most times I will always see or hear about some things, and I don't get to ask my partner. I don't get to know what actually the truth is, and I flare up. I keep shouting, blah blah. So it actually took me time to understand that some matters need to be communicated and to be understood before you make any move or before you say anything concerning that. So I really think to have a long-lasting romantic relationship, you need a good communication. Not just good communication, you have to be able to understand your partner regardless. So if you're doing something, you have to know that it is you both are one. It is not just about you. You don't just get to think about you. You also put him in your shoes.
Two of you.
Yes.
So the importance of communication is within the understanding boundary.
Yes. Once you don't understand, there's nothing you can. There's nothing that can be communicated.
Thank you so much, Ms. Anna. Mr. Blaise, what's your take on the matter on the table? It's getting heated in studio. Like so many valid points coming from Papa T and Mrs. Tiana. What's your point, please?
Okay, thank you very much. I need to commend my partners for what they've talked about. I would like to talk about respect and trust, because I don't think a relationship can go without respect. There should be some degree of mutual respect between partners.
Respect.
Yeah, respect. Because you need to let go of some certain things in a relationship, because you want to be in a good kind of position.
In a way of, you mean like you need to let certain things in a relationship, meaning there are things that you need to sacrifice.
Yeah, you need
in order
to
make the relationship.
thank you for the word sacrifice. You need to sacrifice a lot of things, and that comes because of respect. You need to respect your partner, and in a relationship, there's a kind of factor where that letting go. You need to let go of issues. I'm very particular about letting go of issues, because once you carry whatever your partner is too hard, or even in the present relationship too hard, I don't think it can last. You need to just let go of some certain things to keep your partner, and that comes with respect. So
thank you for your insight. Mrs. Isoken, what's your take on that?
Well, I'm going to talk about financial stability. As you going into a relationship, you need to be financially stable as a woman and as a man.
Exactly.
I don't believe that a man should have it all without a woman even hustling to also have her own money. Because most people believe in Nigeria that, it has to be a man having all this money to take care of a relationship, to have a relationship. I feel like a woman should also have a stability, a financial stability, to also help the man. Because it's a 50-50 thing. It doesn't have to be just the man taking care of the relationship. It has to be both of you coming together to have a relation. That's why it's called a relationship. Now you guys are having same goal because you're planning to, depending on the kind of relationship you want to have, maybe you want to get married or something, except you're just having fun. If you're planning on having a relationship that would lead to marriage, I feel like the woman too, it's important for her to also have her money, not just the man alone.
But there are other men who are like, I want you to be a housewife or a trophy wife. I don't want you to go to work. I want you to raise my family and take care of the kids and the chores inside the house. We'll put through Mr. Akani. What's your take on that?
Thank you very much for the question. It has to be looking good. Looking good, I think looking good is actually a fact that creates relationships. Now, let me use my mom as a case of example. When they started, before their relationship has to end, my mom is the kind of person that when she was young, she dressed attractive, she always dressed clean and all of those stuff. So from the very first day my dad get married to him, my dad started complaining that she has been going far from those stuff.
She got detached.
Yeah, this thing
that's one thing about women.
That
they have
the
kids.
man attracted first.
Exactly.
She kept those things aside, and she was concentrating on children. My children have to eat food. My children have to wash the clothes. Have to wash the clothes. Have to take care of house children. And then you've forgotten that your husband is also the part that you still have to keep that fire in you. The first fire that brought you guys together.
You still need to keep it.
You still need to keep it.
So what do you? So, Babati, let's speak Babati. What do you think about sex in a relationship? Do you think it keeps the relationship lasting? The intimacy part.
One thing about sex to me in a relationship shouldn't be a thing that has to do shouldn't be the core for the relationship. Sex, it's actually a major bond between both parties. But something keeps you beyond sex. Now, you need to understand when you're in a relationship, when it comes to the context of marriage, you don't take sex out of that. And in marriage, you can even say sex is worship for God.
Exactly. That's what God created for two people to come together.
So sex excites God in marriage.
Exactly.
Now, if outside the context of marriage, we might actually, because of the kind of society we live in, we may not project sex for single persons. But for married people, never get to the point where you feel you walk away from your partner without getting to a point of sexual satisfaction. You must be mindful. These are things you must talk about. And it's unfortunate we tend to drift away from sexual discussions in our society. It's actually nothing to be ashamed about. There should never be a point where any of the partners are deprived.
Cannot be able to speak about sex.
They should be free to speak about sex.
Anything.
And every other thing. Normally actually...
That's the mindset of the society and the stigma around sex. It's very, I can say, tight.
Yes.
They're not allowed to...
It's seen as something too sacred to talk about.
A taboo.
You really don't want to talk about it. And it's been a cause to so many romantic relationships breaking up unexpectedly.
Exactly. Thank you so much for that, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you just tuned in, you just missed out on a lot of insight about the romantic relationship and the secrets behind a long-lasting relationship. From my point of view, I feel like every woman has a love tank. And if you are married and you feel like your woman starts mistreating you, know that the love tank is empty. Make sure, as a man, to make sure that it is filled up. Please join our today's conversation. We are carrying on across all our social media platforms. My name is Deekay. Labron. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
Until we meet again.
Thank you.
Wonderful presentation. Deekay, kudos to you. You communicated with the audience wonderfully. I almost thought you were a real host already and stuff. So I really appreciate great contribution from everyone. Papa T, you were so emotional, like you've been through some relationship problems before. So I really, it was very educative, very emotional. You guys did perfect. I love it. Thank you. Okay, so
Can we take down the
take it down, and the next scene will be on in 5 minutes.
this is Team Ashwise. We are going to present to you what love is all about and the in-depth of love. Now when we talk about love, we say love is having deep feelings about oneself and another. And now we have different types of love. We have the agape love, and we also have love itself. And we're still going to discuss about the in-depth of love. Now, what is love? Like I earlier mentioned, it's having deep feelings. Now, the two different types of love that we're going to be discussing is agape love. What is agape love? Agape love means having mutual feelings about oneself and another. Now, what is the index of love? The index of romantic love. The index of romantic love is the climax or the end of love. And now, we are going to, Team Oswes is going to projecting a short play for you to understand what the in-depth of romantic love is all about. I present to you, Team Oswes.
Do your thing, run the babe, normal level. Chook, no love for Nigeria. No go say anything. Above all things, love.
Let him walk up to you. He's not mad. You're saying, walk up to him. You're saying, is it right when you walk up to him and tell him that he doesn't have here? If you like something, you go for it. If you don't want to go for it, trust me. You guys are very good.
Like guy, me, I don't know, but me, I can't say it's all God and child love. I mean, there's a love, so I can't even advise you on how love works. So guy, shoot your shot or shoot God, or anyone we want to shoot, just shoot her.
I'm really scared. I don't even know what he is. Speaking of the devil is here. Sir, I can't hear you.
This is the first time I'm married, like 2 years ago at the club. I can't reach to that percent. Okay, but I should go to the market. What is
romantic relationship. Romantic relationship is the climax point projected from love. Love is the greatest. Love is magical. Love is spiritual. Love takes sacrifice. Love is perseverance. You have to persevere to be able to love somebody for it to lead to a romantic relationship. From our short play of Team Osiris, as you all can see, the young man actually takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of courage for the young man to actually meet the girl and tell her how much he feels for her. And she actually feels the same thing for him, as you all can see from the short play. And if you all follow the story, that is actually going to lead to a romantic relationship. This is a definition of an in-depth romantic relationship from our short play. Romantic relationship, there is intimacy in romantic relationship. It is above the whole kissing and love cuddling stuff, but it takes sacrifice and there is pain. It comes with a lot of pains. But only the strong in heart and those that are able to hold the pains can actually stay in a romantic relationship. But that is not a point for you not to be in a romantic relationship. It is good for somebody to be in a romantic relationship because it helps a lot. It can actually take a lot of depression. It makes you not to be lonely. It makes you not to do things you don't want to do. But you need a company for you to be able to share your problems. So romantic relationship is good, and these are short plays, a short definition of an in-depth relationship. Thank you.
If you love somebody, break up to her and tell them you love her. It does no man at all. If you love somebody, break up to her and tell them how much you love her. Tell them how much you need them. Oh. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take down your sets.
Good presentation. Nice concept. You guys changed the idea. I like the whole sitting down, the whole drama. But the instruction said a talk show. Although I enjoyed the drama, but let's hope the rest of the panel can overlook it. Overall, I enjoyed it. It was informative. I saw showing love, affection, and all of that. I love the ending, how do I put it, the explanation at the end from my man. So, all in all, good presentation. I hope you guys make it all the way. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Good day, sir.
What are my shares for you?
So you have an appointment with Mr. and Mrs. Dose, and also after that you have an appointment with Miss Precious.
Okay.
That's all for today, sir.
Alright. The problem.
Okay.
It's always the problem. I mean, he's not romantic. I mean, he's just always complaining. He's always making things hard for me. Even in bed, he doesn't even please me. What do? You emotionally blackmail me.
Madam, sorry. I understand how you feel, but you need to calm down. Can I hear from you?
My very busy man. I know work and stress takes a lot from me, and I have a lot on the table to handle. Please,
Please, where are you? Come on, listen. I want to make you understand something. Of course, you have to know that there is not going to be a perfect relationship without a misunderstanding. Then there is relationship, there's also romantic relationship. You understand that one now? Relationship and romantic relationship are two different things. Talk about romance. What is romance? It could be an emotional caressing in between two lovers of different genders. You understand what I mean? And relationship itself comes in making it very romantic. Now remember that relationship is not about money. It's not about happiness. Also, there are also some bedroom stuff you need to do to put up to make your relationship very romantic. As you rightly stated now, that you are not very good satisfying her in the bedroom is also an assignment to you.
I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry. I told you I'm going to work on this. Okay?
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Madam, you should also understand as well that given the fact that your husband is not always there for you, maybe because of his busy schedules or his inability to perform, should also make you lose your romantic relationships. Either by looking outside your marriage or misbehaving, contrary going to the love and affection you have promised each other. Is that very clear now? I would also advise you to put more effort on how you're going to make your relationship very romantic. Yes, an in-depth romantic relationship. Now, we're talking about in-depth, make it very deep, because your family should be your first priority, and making your wife, getting your wife satisfied should also be your major priority.
Because there are reasons I wake up every morning.
Oh, you woke up every morning, and yet you don't do very well. Well, I think that is why you came for the counseling. I will always advise you to call it as a duty 3 times every week.
I just need her to understand me. understand me, okay? Okay, madam, you have to make it very easy, okay? Like as was just stated, romance first of relationship. Because you know how to talk to a woman, you don't just jump into a woman like, hey, I want to have you now. No, there should be a romance. From the depth of your heart, there should be a kerosene. That's what makes the relationship very romantic. You understand that? Some men just jump into relationship, you don't care if your woman is you have the same urge or feelings with her at that point in time before you meet her. Do you understand what that should be a romance, that should be a collaboration, a mutual feeling before you proceed. So I think you have to work on that. And then you're gonna have a very great relationship. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. How are you?
Hello, Mr. Blaise.
How are you? Miss Precious, welcome.
My name is Miss Precious.
Okay.
I'm a police things in Germany. He abandoned me and our daughter. Do you know that yesterday was my birthday and he even posted me on his Instagram? He has been hurting me, he has not been taking care of me and our daughter. That's not fair.
It's alright, I understand you.
Should I still stay in the relationship?
Hold on. Could you just hold on? Yes, I know how you feel, calm down. Are you guys legally married?
Yes.
You married here in Nigeria or outside the country?
He married me here.
You live here with your daughter?
Yes. But he has abandoned me.
No, you don't have to feel that way. How often do you guys communicate?
Like, once in a month.
Once a month?
Yes.
Okay, now remember, given the proximity of distance between you and him, there should also be a constant communication. Not just constant communication, you also have to make him feel alright, given the fact that you're not very close to him. You know, when you don't put up a measure of care to your man, remember, it makes him lose interest in you. Especially because when you guys are not too close. How often do you guys have what we call phone sex? Now we have what we call phone sex communication. How often do you give your man a phone sex? Do you have time to have a phone sex communication with your man?
Yes, I do.
How many times in a week?
Well, just once.
Once in a week. Well, I think I have to advise you to make it an obligation to at least improve for 3 weeks every week, 3 times in a week.
Well, you're my therapist, you be on my side.
No, that's what I'm advising you. You have to make it 3 times. No matter your busy schedule, bring that 3 times in a week to always have a full sex communication. I think it's going to remove his mindset from having any sexual intercourse with another person in your absence. I think with that you're going to be fine. Yes, I give you my word. Yeah, it's going to work. That's what we call romantic relationship. You don't always feel alive because he's abroad, you're here, you don't have anything to offer. That's the way you're making satisfied. I will be happy with you.
It's okay.
Alright. It's alright, thank you very much. You'll be alright, okay, madam?
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, please, I think I'm still catching my flight by 5 today, right?
Yes, sir.
Alright.
Can I have it all?
Yeah, that's all for now. I'll call you shortly.
Can I take this?
Yes,
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. This is Team Abrash Romantic Relationship Council Unit. To catch us more with our vibes and with our romantic relationship talks, you can meet us on the Gang Reality Show on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Team Abrash, good presentation. I like the angle you guys took it from. Therapist Nomzi, thank you. Give me information. Have fun now. Should I come for my own session too? So, no problem. I like the angle you guys took it from. It was really engaging. I love the use of space. You guys used almost the whole garden, and that's awesome. So you could take everyone's eyes from here to here. Everyone was involved in it. I like the acting. I don't want to put too much touch on individual performances, but altogether good performance. I like it. That's all.
Thank you.
Okay, gangmates, I just want to say big kudos to all of you. Everyone did awesome. I myself, I enjoyed all the presentations, so let's hope the members of the board and the viewers enjoy it as well. I just want to say big shout out to Deekay, Therapist Nomzi, and Tiana. You guys were exceptional. Those are individual performances. So I just want to say that the results are going to come out tomorrow. So we're going to hear the results tomorrow, and we're going to hear the results tomorrow, and anything that comes afterwards, we're going to get that too. So you know, at the same time, you're going to be judged on timing, set, decoration, So, you guys that plagiarized decorations, some points might be deducted. It was a talk show. Some people made a drama. Some points might be deducted. You had to look the part. So if you dress the part, some points might be added back. If you didn't look the part, some points might be deducted. So overall, great performance. I'm looking forward to the results myself. I hope you are too. Something might come out of it. I mean, prize-wise. So good job, everyone. Looking forward to the next task.
We don't finish and scatter.
Who do you think was better team besides yourselves?
Nomzi's team.
Nomzi's team?
What we Nomzi's now?
Team Osiris, your boss. Team Osiris, who was better team between your opponents? No, you have to pick someone else.
Nomzi's team.
Nomzi's team, who was better?
Nomzi's team now.
Okay. I'm happy you guys had fun with it because I had fun with it. So we're hoping as time goes on, you'll be freer when you present and all of that. So it was a lot of fun. So we're looking forward to the next task. I'm looking forward to the next task. I'm looking forward to it. So, you guys.
The previous task.
What are the previous tasks? We didn't get results.
Nobody has asked me why we have been working out.
Hey, we don't miss you.
You don't miss the workout session.
We don't miss you at all.
I'm coming for you.
Effectively,
I'm coming for
we
everyone
don't
soon. So get your running shoes on tomorrow.
Tomorrow morning.
Correct.
Running. Why do you want to do that?
Running.
We're almost there.
Why? We're running outside. I'm finished already.
We are running out. We are going to
I'm
the
not
streets.
eating much.
Relax.
If it's for streets, I'll wake up 6 o'clock. It's like natural slimness.
You want natural slimness?
I'm like, stop getting it.
Okay, I'm from Team Akani. I'm going to talk about a true life story. I was actually a victim of fake admission. I had fake admission when I was in school, 2016, in University of Ilorin. So like, it was terrible. I was in school for 3 years. I didn't know it was a fake admission. So I was just there wasting my time. And afterwards, I found out that it was a fake admission. So my friends told me to go back home, although I was dating somebody at that time. And we were really in a serious relationship. And I was living with him in his house. So at the end, so at the end of the day, like, he asked me to go home, but I decided not to go because I was like, if I go, what would I tell my parents? Because it's so embarrassing for me to just go home like that. And with all the money spent and everything, it was really embarrassing. So I decided to stay back in school. And I kept deceiving them, collecting money from them. It was really terrible. My boyfriend was telling me to stay back. I shouldn't go home, that I would write another admission. I would do another jam, and he kept deceiving me. I was just there wasting my time. So my friends found out that I was wasting my time. They told my mom through via message and told her that Stephanie is just in school, she's wasting her time, she's not doing anything. So she was really upset. She called me one day and was like, Stephanie, what are you still doing in school? I heard you had a fake admission. I lied. And my boyfriend was there with me at that time. He was like, stop, don't worry, tell her that you're in school. I kept deceiving her that I'm in school, that no, I'm in school. She was like, Stephanie, are you sure you're in school? I was even shaking no. But I was still talking that, yeah, I'm in school, I'm in school. She was like, oh, okay, you're in school, no problem. She didn't say anything. Then my friend told me that, why don't you just go home and talk to your parents and then explain to them, they will understand. And I already wrote jam to cover up for my mess. So I just felt like, oh, let me just stay back. Because so imagine you going to school and then carrying your bag home and telling your parents that you're not in school. It's frustrating and embarrassing because they expected so much from me. So I was just like, okay, no problem. I will be last. So my mom came to Ilorin all the way from Lagos. She didn't tell me, she told nobody that she was coming to school. My dad, she came with a policeman because my grandfather is a commissioner then. She came with a policeman. And then she was my younger, my auntie. So they came. They went to my boyfriend's house, but I was not luckily I was not even there. So when she came to Ilorin, I was going out to my boyfriend's house that morning. So while she was coming, my boyfriend was on the bike. So he was telling me I was going out to his place. He saw me, I was like, run, like he was giving me that signal. I didn't understand. I was like, what's happening? What are you even doing here? The next time I saw my mom coming with a car. My dad, my auntie. It was so embarrassing, babes. Like, what? I was so confused. I didn't even know what to do. I was just standing. I was like, Jesus Christ. Hey, my boyfriend came there and started crying. Like, hey, you're finished. My mom came out and said, Steph, enter the car now. I mean, right now. I was like, Mommy, I'm sorry. I wanted to explain. But she didn't even give. She slapped me. She pushed me into the car that she could get inside. Am I stupid? My stupid boyfriend back then was there. You know what she told my mom? He said, I will come back for her. I will come back. But that's a very, very stupid boy for saying that. You are lucky I didn't arrest you. You are very, very lucky. Already fought my boyfriend's house before they even came to my place. Like, imagine. Then when I went to pack my stuff, the next thing, my mom was really bitter. She was crying. She was beating me, slapping me out. I felt so embarrassed. Imagine big girl. But I was informing big girl in school. The woman disgraced me. Okay. Then we entered the car. We went back to Lagos. When we were going back to Lagos, I was just crying. They took my phone. When I got home, I was grounded for weeks. Hey, imagine you being in your house and you cannot even express yourself. If you talk, if you open mouth talk like this, that will insult your life. We just shut up, use this food. My parents school for many years, nothing. You understand? I could not express myself in school. I was just so bad. I was just in my room crying all day. My mom was really disappointed. She cried. My dad, I didn't even know how to explain anything to them. I was not able to communicate. I was grounded. I was not able to go out. Nothing. I was not able to do anything. Then the next thing, I took sniper. I took sniper in my room. I locked my door. I took sniper because the house was just getting boring and everything. So my dad opened the door. When my dad opened it, I was already lying down. Like, I was feeling pain. So next thing, when I woke up, I was in the hospital. Then my mom was like, you're a very stupid girl, but try to kill yourself and go. That is something me, I was still depressed. Even we tried to kill myself, I was still depressed. Imagine. When I got to my house, back to my house, I left. I ran away from home. I called my friend and said, babe, see, I'm coming to your house. So I'm leaving this house. I ran away from home. I went to my auntie's place. My aunt started suffering me, maltreating me. She would not give me food. I was dating men because she was treating me like sheep. I was getting very slim. I was looking very terrible because I lost my family. I lost my friends. Nobody was wanting to like come close to me because I felt like I'm a low life. I don't have anything. We went to school and you could not bring out anything out of school. So I had to start all over again. Like I was going for jam lessons. I was just tired. Then I tried going for private school, and that was how I started again. But my friend told me something. She said it's better to just go back home and explain to your mom so that she can understand. You can cry, you can do anything, cry to them, they will understand. Instead of you staying here and just deceiving yourself and allowing your auntie to maltreat you. You understand? So I had to go back home, and that was how I started over. It was really not easy for me because it was terrible. It was a very hard time for me because all my friends left me. They felt like, oh, this one she has faith. She go school, she go the follow man. You know, kind of mentality. It was really terrible. So I just left, went back home, cried. My mom was even crying. I said, look at you look pale, you look hungry. What are you doing? Look at you. Everybody was just disappointed. But last, family is family. They took me back, and this is where I'm today. So that's the story. Thank you.
So, my story goes like this. From what I remember, when I was 12, 14 years old, okay, I know I grew up with a lot of love, a lot of presence who took care of me. There was a lot of luxury around me. That's the word they thought. Because people say you grew up with the golden spoon or the silver spoon, stuff like that. Yeah, cool. But one of these days, one of our days, 2 a.m., November 2007. I've never seen any fire like that in my life till now. It took over the whole sitting room. And the next thing we heard was someone falling from the veranda or something. We didn't know who it was. Actually my dad fell. So from that moment we were still asking who fell, who's that? Asking who's that? They called our names, he came, Afam, called me, like we are okay, it was disastrous, it was crazy. I don't think anybody here could understand how it is. But I know some people watching might remember this story. When we discovered my dad was down on the floor and died at the spot. It was really crazy. I didn't believe it. My dad fell, and we came out, we took him to the hospital. My brother forgot where orthopedic was. We didn't know where to drive. We lost the keys. Everywhere was just confusing, So we got to the hospital. And they didn't tell us that because we didn't believe he's dead. So they didn't tell us that he's dead. So they were just telling us that we should come back the next day, stuff like that. Then the most annoying part of all this, it's not about his death. It's about the love I knew my dad's friends, my family, my uncles, my aunties, love, they all showed us why my dad was alive. All of them left. Everybody changed. Everybody was so mean. There was no love anywhere. So you out there thinking you that is rich. I had a rich dad too. I was a rich kid, but once your dad leaves you, everything changed. Every fucking thing changed. So this happened to me in Montana. And today, we choke. I thank God for my life that I didn't back down. My brothers didn't back down. My mom really suffered a lot because they took everything we had because we didn't understand. We have 4 boys, but I don't get it. You know, normally when your dad is rich, you have entitlements. It's just the ones that we know that our dad told us. Every other thing we don't know, even his bank. They told us he doesn't have money there. That's what they told us. They told my dad that I know that has convoy, has 13,500 in his account. How is that possible? That's a lot of things happen, you know. So the reason of this story is because I need people out there to really live for yourself. Live your moment. Don't think you are better off than anybody. You are nobody. There are people that will live your life, you will be empty. Just try and live your life. Even if your dad is Dangote or God, just live and build yourself. Just build yourself, guy, girls. Build yourself. You might be thinking anybody is there for you. Nobody is there for you. Some people will leave or you will choke. I'm telling you, that's just the way it is. This is my story. No hard feelings. Thank
you. A nutshell. We say wherever you find yourself, you fall, you stand up, you fall, you stand up, until you keep moving and get to your destination. That's all. Thank you.
Okay, my turn. So from the 3 stories that was being told, I picked up 3 moral lessons. There's 1, we should learn to trust ourselves. Excuse me, somebody's talking. We should learn to trust ourselves more than we trust in people, and always trust our instincts. Based on the story she told from Tim McKenna, and suicide is never an option. No matter how depressed, no matter what you go through, there's always a light at the tunnel. And from the whole series, Gang, the moral lectures I learned from that was, we should always be humble, no matter where we find ourselves, no matter where we go to. The next person seated close to you might just be the next open door you're praying for. So there's nobody that actually has it all, like, you understand? And then from the 3rd story, from Tim Abirash, I guess, is to always believe that traditions exist and not be so much of risk takers, because you would have almost lost your life just because you wanted to explore. So that's what I think I actually got from the stories. Thank you, guys.